we are going to cover 5 topics. Number 1, can a convert even put on Tefillin? Number 2, where is Tefillin mentioned within the Torah? Is it even mentioned? Number 3, when can I put on Tefillin? Number 4, where can I put on Tefillin? And number 5, a demonstration of how to put on Tefillin. Number 1, can you as a convert put on Tefillin? Now the short and simple answer is no, you cannot put on Tefillin. And that is because you are not commanded by God to put on Tefillin, because you are not yet a full halachic Jew. Now most bar mitzvah boys, before they reach the age of 13, the first 3 months before that, they normally start to put on Tefillin as a form of education. Now, you as a potential convert or a serious convert should consult with your rabbi and ask him, can I put on Tefillin? For that to happen, you do need to know all the laws of Tefillin. And as you can imagine, there is quite a few laws to learn. Now, I'll give my case as an example. I asked my rabbi if I can put on Tefillin, and he told me no. I then told him that I wanted to clarify this point with the Rosh Beit Din, Rabbi Kurtzstadt. Rabbi Kurtzstadt, after asking me several questions, said that yes, I can put on Tefillin, but without a bracha. Now the reason you leave out the bracha is because you are not really commanded to put on Tefillin yet. And only after you have converted, then you will put on Tefillin with a bracha. Now there's obviously several people that watch this channel, and I've noticed there's quite a few born Jews watching this channel. Now if you are a born Jew, you must put on Tefillin. It is a Torah obligation. You must put it on every single day, except on Shabbat and on Yom Tov. Now, the question that you might ask is, well, where does it say in the Torah that I should put on Tefillin? And that is point number 2. Where in the Torah does it say that I must put on Tefillin? Now, it is mentioned several times within the Torah that you shall bind it for a sign upon your arm, and it shall be Teffilin between your eyes. This is stated in Exodus chapter 13, 1 to 10, and Exodus chapter 13, verse 13 to 16. It is also mentioned in Deuteronomy 6, verse 5 to 9, as well as in Deuteronomy chapter 11. Now the next question you might ask, question number 3 is, when should I put on Tefillin? Now Tefillin should be put on during daytime hours. Now daytime, or when the day starts and when night begins, is a hotly contested subject within Orthodoxy. Some say when the day breaks. Some say when the sun actually rises. Nightfall, some says when the sun sets, and some says when the 3 stars appears. So, depending on which minhag you follow, as long as it is in daytime hours, you are perfectly fine. And you don't really have to wear the Tefillin for that long. You actually only need to put on the Tefillin, say the Shema, and then you have completed your obligation. Number 4, where to put on Tefillin? Now, you'll probably be putting on Tefillin when you are praying with the community, if you are a convert or potential convert. Most Orthodox Jews put on Tefillin during the Shacharit service, where the service is more lengthy, and most of the Jews wear this Tefillin for the entire length of the service and then take it off. Now actually, as mentioned before, you only need to put on the Tefillin for a short time and say the Shema, which is a very short period of time. Now some people wear the Tefillin while they are studying. There are several other customs around. The thing about putting on tefillin is while you have it on, there is certain things you can and can't do. And that is why if you don't have the right kavanah, the right concentration or intention, you should not be putting it on for too long. Another point to cover in the subject of where to put on tefillin is if you are not praying within a shul, then there is certain laws that you should be aware of. Number one, you can't be praying with tefillin on in a smelly place or a place where you can see things that might be smelly. Now, this is the same for praying or tefillin or saying a bracha or actually using Hashem's name in that place. It is forbidden, not allowed. Now, if you were wearing tefillin, you should not at all pass any gas. This is a severe sin. Chas v'shalom. You should rather take off your tefillin, go pass your gas somewhere else, and then you can always come back and put the tefillin on back again. It's also very important to have the right mindset and have pure thoughts and concentration of what you are doing. You should not at this time thinking about bad things. Chas v'shalom. Now, finally, the point you've all been waiting for. How to put on tefillin. Now, putting on tefillin is actually very easy. There is different customs. The Sephardic put it on one way, the Ashkenazi put it on another way, and there's also different scripts within the tefillin. Now, the tefillin consists of two things that looks like boxes. The one is the shal yat. Yat is arm. That obviously goes on the arm. And the other one is the shal ros. That goes on top of the head. There, also a few laws to keep in mind. When you put on the head tefillin, you want it to be between your eyes and from where your hairline starts upwards. Not downwards, chas v'shalom, or pointing to the sides. It must be perfect in the middle above the hairline. Now, this is quite a strict law, and you should constantly check if your tefillin is still in the right place. If it has moved a few millimeters to a centimeter away from where it should be, you are not fulfilling the mitzvah of tefillin. There's also a strap in the back of the shal rosh that must be at the back. And there's a bone there at the back in your neck. It should sit on that point. But let's take you through it with the actual tefillin and then show you how to put it on according to the Ashkenazi custom. Right, so now we've got our tefillin. Tefillin is normally stored in a bag, such as this one, which says Teffilin. Inside it is the shal yat and the shal rosh. Now the way we place our tefillin is so that when we open this bag, we will always be taking out the shal yat first. That is because you do not want to pass by a mitzvah. And that's, if you were to take out the shal rosh, you should put it on first, because you do not want to skip that mitzvah. When we take out the tefillin, we take out the shal yat first. Now it is quite easy, as shal yat is written on the box itself. And this is the outer cover of the tefillin. The tefillin has the straps like this that you will tie around your arm. One side's black, one side's not black. You do get straps that is more expensive, that is black on both sides. But B'ezrat Hashem, I will soon have these straps. So first you roll down the tefillin straps. You undo it. Put away the box. First you will put on the shal yat. Now normally you shouldn't talk between taking out the tefillin until you have finished putting on the shal rosh and tying it around your finger. Now, the reason I can talk is because this is for educational purposes, and I've actually cleared this with my rabbi before making this video. Also, I will be using the name of Hashem when I say the bracha, so I will say the Shema afterwards, so that I did not say the bracha in vain. I also cleared this with my rabbi. So first, you will put on the shalyat. This you put on your bicep, on the peak, and as you pull this strap, the tefillin strap must touch your arm. There must be no clothing in between, so I've now obviously rolled this up. So as you pull it, you will say the bracha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'neach tefillin. Then you will wrap it 7 times around your forearm, like so. That is number 7. Then you will wrap it around your arm, around your hand, like so. You just need to keep it. Then you'll take out the shalrosh. So this is the shalrosh. You'll see it on the cover. Shalrosh. Shalrosh, you take it, you put it above your head. Again, not like so. Not good. Above your hairline, like that, straight in the middle. The knot at the back. As you tighten the knot, you say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mitzvat Teffilin. And you take these straps forward, make sure the black is pointing towards the outside. After you've said that bracha, you should say quietly, Baruch Shem Kivot Malchut Le'olam Va'ed. Then, once you've done that, you will take this arm strap untied until you at that point, and then you will say, I will betroth you to me forever. I will betroth you to me with righteousness, justice, kindness, and mercy. Betroth you to you with faithfulness, and you shall know Hashem. And you will see that this hand straps now actually form a shin, and that is basically how you put on